I'm Mr. Michael Samuel Teacher. You can also find me from YouTube by that name. I came across a number of students who are asking me and they don't know how to solve a simultaneous linear equation either using elimination method, substitution method, graphical method, and matrix method. But in this video today, I've actually explained step by step on how you can use elimination method, substitution method, matrix method, and graphical method to solve a simultaneous linear equation that is for two unknowns. So stay tuned up to the end and you'll be able to distinguish between the four methods of solving a simultaneous linear equation. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and support me, and God will bless you. So stay tuned as we start. So we shall solve this simultaneous equation using the substitution or the replacement method. So we have the first equation and also we have the second equation. So in our case, we want to rewrite the second equation in the form in terms of y. So that will be y will be equal to 7 minus 4x. Call it the third equation. So we are going to use the third equation to substitute into equation 1. So whenever we have y, we replace with 7 minus 4x. So in the first equation is x plus y, but y is 7 minus 4x will be equal to 1. Therefore from there, x minus 4x will be minus 3x, which will be equal to 1 minus 7, which is minus 6. Divided through by minus 3, divided through by minus 3, we end up getting x is equal to 2. Therefore, we know the value of x, so we can substitute into equation 3, and that is y is equal to 7 minus 4x. So 7 minus 4 multiplied by x, which is 2. So we get 7 minus 8, which will be minus 1. Therefore, y is minus 1. In general, x is 2 and y will be equal to minus 1. If you try to substitute into the equation, you will get that it is true. Next method is elimination method. We look at elimination method. In elimination method, we have to kill one of the variables and remain with one. So let me rewrite the equation. X plus y is equal to 1 and 4x plus y is equal to 7. So I wanted to eliminate y. So the coefficient of y in this case is 1. So it will be much easier for me too. So we use the rule that says same sign subtract. So we are going to use subtraction. If we subtract right hand side 1 minus 7, we get minus 6. Y minus y, we have actually eliminated it to 0. So x minus 4x minus 3x. Therefore, we needed to divide it through by minus 3, divided through by minus 3. So we shall end up getting x will be equal to positive 2. The same thing we do pure elimination method. So again, allow me to rewrite the equations. X plus y is equals to 1 and 4x plus y is equal to 1. So look at x. So I want to eliminate y, so I'll remain with x. So for our case, and since the coefficient of x is now the same, I multiply the first by 4 and the other one by 1. So I will end up getting, this will be x times 4, we get 4x, y times 4 plus 4y will be equal to 1 times 4, which is 4. Then 4x, this will be 4x plus y is equal to 1. That will be equal to 7. this 7, this 7. Sorry for that. Therefore, the same sign, we are going to eliminate it, so we subtract and we subtract. So 4 minus 7, I will get, that will be minus 3. 4y minus y, that is 3y. 4x minus 4x is 0. Therefore, we divide it through by 3, and y will be equal to minus 1. Therefore, x is 2 and y is minus 1. That is using the elimination method. Then the other method we are going to use is a graphical method. Graphical method. So we use graphical method. There are two ways to go about this. You either make a table for the value for the two tables, or the easiest way to go about it is to rewrite the equation. Rewrite the equation in the form x over a plus y over b is equal to 1, where a is the x-intercept, b is a y-intercept. So let us start with the first. X plus y is equal to 1. So we want to make the right hand side, this is the same as dividing through by 1, which is actually x over 1 plus y over 1 is equal to 1. So this is one of the first equation in this form. So coefficient of x-intercept is 1, y-intercept is 1. Then the other equation, which is 4x plus y is equal to 7. So we want to make the right hand side to be equal to 1. So divide it through by 7, divide it through by 7. So we shall end up getting 4x over 7 plus y over 7 is equal to 1. But 4x over 7 can also divide the numerator by 4, dividing the denominator by 4. So we shall end up getting x over 7 over 4 plus y over 7 is equal to 1. So which is the same as 1.75 plus y over 7 is equal to 1. So now we have already two equations, and that is what we are going to use in our case. So since we already have two equations, so this is the first one and this is the other one. So we need now to plot in the Cartesian plane. So we can actually draw it on this particular graph. So let us draw the y-axis and the y-axis, and then also I'm going to draw the x-axis. So from here I have 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's where my x-axis will pass through. I draw it. So that's what I have, and maybe 2 minus 1 into minus 2. Then from there we plot now the first one, and the first is that it cuts the x-axis at 1, that is at 1. So let me again write this, minus 1. Then I'm going to use a very small scale of say 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, then this will be 1.0, then 1.25, or 1.5, 1.75, and then 2.00. We can actually reach there, since in our case here we have with value up to 1 and this maximum is 1.75. Then from there, let us actually now plot the points. This will be minus 0.25. Alright. Now, from there, we can move on and we plot, cut out this y-axis and also at x-axis, that is a point, and then we draw, place the ruler and draw it. And I can label it as the original equation was x plus y is equal to 1. Then the other equation is what now we have. Also we plot the points. For now, I'm going to use a different color. It cuts the x-axis at 1.75. So I have 1.75 at that particular point. And also y at 7. Then I use my, and then I draw it. And you can be able to see this is a point. So this is the original equation was 4x plus y is equal to 7. So in our case, this is the point of intersection where x is 2 and y is minus 1. So the values of x is 2 and y is minus 1. As we have seen even in the method of elimination and in the method of substitution. Then the next one we are going to look at is the matrix method. Using matrix method. So, to use matrix method, first we have to see there are two variables which has to be determined, or two unknowns. So we are going to write it in such a way it has vectors, column vector. So we have coefficient of 1, x is 1, coefficient of y is 1, that is in the first equation, and then coefficient of x in the second equation is 4, and that of y is 1. So we write them in matrix form such that we have the first row, second row, first column, second column, and then we multiply by x, y. Those are the variables will be equal to, on the right hand side we have, actually it's 1, 7. Then from here we need actually to make sure that this part or this matrix, which is of the order 2 by 2, such that we make it to be one identity matrix, which is 1, 0, 0, 1. So we want to multiply, and to get it we have to multiply by the inverse of this matrix. And to get the inverse of the matrix, the first thing we need to get the inverse of this will be, we have to get the determinant of the matrix, and then the main diagonal, we are going to interchange the elements 1, 1, which will still be 1, 1. And then the other diagonal, we change the sign. So we have -1 and -4. For us to get the determinant, it will be the product. So here we have the product, which will be 4 times 4, which is 4 times product of the other, which will be minus, that will be 3. So finally we can be able to get the determinant, the inverse. So the inverse will be what? Inverse, that will be 1 over determinant, which is 3 multiplied by, now we have the matrix form. So this is what we are going to pre-multiply to both sides of this matrix. Now, for us to pre-multiply, we shall get, that will be, so 1 over 3 multiplied by, this is the inverse of the matrix, 1 4 1 1 xy will be equal to, again we pre-multiply. So when we say pre-multiply, you must ensure it's the one coming before. Multiply by 1 7. Remember not to put a fraction. So this is not a fraction actually, but outside that is, it is. So now let us maintain our fraction outside. Then the other thing we do, multiply 1 times 1, and we add, multiply this one and this one, and then we should be able to add them. So 1 times 1, that is 1, then plus -1 times 4, that will be -4. Then the other part is we multiply again 1 times 1, which is 1 times -1 times 1, which we get is 0. Then the other part we get to the second row, we multiply by second row times first column of the second matrix. So we have -4 times 1, -4, plus 1 times 4, which is 4. So -4 plus 4 is 0. Then second column we multiply by the second row, multiply by the second column. So -4 times 1, -4. 1 times 1, 1. So -4 plus 1, which will be, that is -4 plus 1. So then we have xy will be equal to a third. The same thing we do, first row multiply by first column. So 1 times 1, 1 plus -1 times 7, so that is 1 minus 7. Then second row multiply by first column, -4 times 1, that is -4 plus 1 times 7, that is it. So from here we have a third multiplied by, this is -3 0 0 -3 multiplied by xy will be equal to a third times, this will be -6, the other one will be 3. Alright, so from here multiply through by the scalar, that's a third, multiply by each element in this matrix. So we have -1 0 0 -1 multiplied by xy will be equal to, at that times -6, that is -2, at that times 3, that is 1. So from there, but remember this should be an identity matrix. So it's -1, we multiply by 1 0, if we factor out -1. That's how it should be. Alright, so from here we have divided through by -1, so we shall have 1 0 0 1. We multiply by xy, we are going to get, so -2 divided by -1, that will be 2, and 1 divided by -1, -1. But this already an identity matrix, so it is equivalent to 1. So xy will be equal to 2 minus 1. Therefore, x will be 2 and y will be -1. So that's how we go about it.